In 2015, the Houston Rockets went 41-41, barely made the playoffs. They fired their head coach Kevin McHale and hired Mike D'Antoni. The very next season, they broke out and finished third in the Western Conference, winning 55 games. When you look at the two seasons, it's night and day. The team's net rating jumped 5 points, which was third in the NBA that season. We look to today and see this Rockets team is repeating history. Going 41-41 last season, now breaking out into the season as a top team in the Western Conference. With the new coach, Ime Udoka, this team has become one of the best defensive teams in all of basketball and a top 6 team in net rating. The players bought into Udoka's coaching and it's paying off, seeing the Rockets back to the top of the conference after struggling for years after Harden's departure. A lot of their success is centered around a young star breaking out onto the scene. Amen Thompson has emerged this season with a sophomore breakout, being one of the best players on this outstanding Rockets team. In their game against the defending champion Celtics, Amen put up a career-high 33 points and scored the game winner, bullying Jalen Brown to the basket for an easy 2-point shot. He was so impactful throughout the game with timely buckets and great defensive plays. It's been a theme of his season being impactful everywhere on the court. Amen this season is a top 40 box plus-minus player and is top 15 in defensive plus-minus. Amen's defensive ability has been one of the biggest reasons this Rockets team is top 3 in the NBA in defensive rating. His athleticism and long arms can handle almost any player in the NBA. In this clip, Amen walks Alexander Walker up the court, constantly pressuring him. As soon as the extra man trying to help clear the way for Walker leaves, Amen goes into attack for an easy steal and dunk on the other end. He's got some of the best hands in the NBA, able to poke out any ball. Like here with Dillingham, he's with him the whole way and decides this ball is mine now, poking it out and leaving him in the dust. His freak athleticism also allows him to stay in any play even when you think you're past him, you're not. In this clip against the Trailblazers, he screened off on the back hip of Simons, and once Simon goes up for the shot, Amen knocks it away with ease. He blocks shots in ways you don't ever see. He finds a way to launch himself into the air and swat away any shot in his vicinity. The Rockets are almost unstoppable with him on the court, especially if he's with his terror twin, Tari Eason. When Thompson and Eason are on the court together, the Rockets' defensive rating shoots down to 103. They have a plus 10 net rating when they're on the court for the Rockets. Eason is a dominant defensive player as well. Eason is so aware of what's going on, where he does most of his damage off the ball, finding opportunities to come in and grab a steal or deflect a pass. Averaging 2 steals a game, he's like a free safety reading the QB's eyes, ready to jump a pass or poke the ball out of an unaware dribbler. For example, in this play, he's got his eyes on the ball handler ready to pounce at any moment. Jabari Walker gets in Eason's strike zone, unaware that he can poke the ball out and run the other way with it. One of his most impressive moments was the Rockets' 30-point comeback against the Warriors. His ball pressure was immense in that game, knowing nobody on the Warriors has the skill to dribble around him. He found moments to put immense pressure on guys like Kuminga, Wiggins, and Pods to get an easy steal for a dunk the other way, which got them back into the game. These two are probably the best wing defending duos in the NBA, and they're still so young. They're a big part of why this Rockets team is so good defensively. Let's look towards one of their offensive stars, Jalen Green. Jalen Green has taken a step in the right direction this season after a down year. He's averaging 21 points per game while shooting 35% from 3. Green has had many big moments this season, scoring 40 multiple times and showing up big in important games. In January, he averaged 25 points per game, shooting 44% from 3. He had big moments against the Cavs in Cleveland, where he put up 26 points in a narrow road win for the Rockets. He showed the player he could be against the best team in the NBA. Being the Rockets' main perimeter scoring threat in back-to-back games, he scored 34 points and 42 against the Memphis Grizzlies and Denver Nuggets, two of the best teams in the West. He has a high scoring ceiling. The biggest problem with Green is that he doesn't show that consistently. He can have months like this where he's dominant, and then a month like November where he only averaged 16 points per game. If he can put a full season together where he shows up every night, he can easily score 25 points per game for a full year. Green's potential is high, but he still needs time to find consistency. Luckily, he has a stable big man next to him who's very consistent for the team, Alperen Sengun. Sengun is one of the most consistent players in the NBA. He's the best player on this team, giving them a consistent 19 points per game and 10 rebounds with solid defense. He's been so good that Basketball Reference has him as a top 10 player in box plus minus, meaning he's one of the 10 most impactful players in the NBA this season. His biggest strength is taking the opposing big man off the dribble for a layup. For example, in this clip against the Warriors, he receives the ball at the top of the key and faces up Kevon Looney. He immediately attacks Looney in one dribble, forcing his slower center to backpedal. He attacks the body and gets by him for an easy layup at the rim. He did it multiple times in this game against the Warriors and against most teams in the league. He's more athletic and crafty than the opposing team's center, so he's able to gain leverage for his layup attempts. Another thing that makes Sengun extremely impressive is his ability to get on the offensive glass and provide second chance opportunities. He's top 12 in the NBA in offensive rebound percentage, averaging 3.4 offensive rebounds a game. He is constantly aware of what is going on in the play to position himself for a quick tip layup. For example, in this clip, he sets the screen for Van Vliet and is trailing the play, watching carefully where he can take advantage of the space given to him. He sees Hardenstein float to the corner to box out the cutter, and he knows he's free to accelerate to the rim, going up for an uncontested layup for the second chance points. He does this constantly. He's aware of his surroundings to find space for easy second chance points. It's helped the Rockets be one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the NBA. Now, to focus on the coach that changed things for the Rockets, Ime Udoka. Udoka came to this Rockets team that was extremely dysfunctional and full of young talent who didn't work hard to win games. He's completely changed the culture of this team, bringing them their first winning season since 2020. The Rockets now have the fourth best defensive rating in the NBA, which is something nobody would believe if you told them this during their 17-win season a couple of years ago. They are top 2 in the NBA in fast break points per game at 18.8. They use their strong defense to create fast opportunities for their offense. As a defense, they force bad shots and create easy rebound opportunities for the guys to run up the floor immediately for easy points. For example, in this play, they force Steph into a bad shot and push the pace immediately. The Warriors are scrambling to mark their man in transition, which allows Eason to float to the corner for a wide open three-point shot. They also take advantage of the steals they get in every game. For example, in this play where the Rockets get the steal on Anthony Davis and push the floor, Brooks plays the 3-on-2 very well, drawing in the defender for an easy dunk for Thompson. They push the pace to have numbers in these transition scenarios to take advantage of poor turnovers or a lazy defense. Another huge thing with this team is their emphasis on the offensive glass. They are the best team in the NBA at offensive rebounding and second chance points. They control the offensive glass and get a significant amount of second chance opportunities. Their guys are always aware of where they can be to get that second rebound if the shot doesn't go in. In 3 of their biggest games of the year against the Cavs twice and the defending champion Celtics, they had more offensive rebounds and second chance points in these games. It's the fine margins that allow them to win these games against widely considered championship contenders. Their players are freak athletes who crash the glass to give their team another chance. This Rockets team finds a way to have an advantage through transition offense and a heavy focus on the offensive glass. It's a reason they've been so successful this season in the Western Conference. The Houston Rockets have arrived. All of this young talent is flourishing at the right time. Ime Udoka has unlocked this team and changed the culture to a hard-nosed defense that plays the game the right way. Amen Thompson has showed himself to be the most talented player on this team and a future All-NBA player. As long as these guys continue to grow and get better, this Rockets team will be good for a long time. Let me know what you think in the comments below and subscribe. Peace out.